Rollin', 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 the tourney keeps on rollin', and I'm saying rollin'. Welcome back to the 2024 Album of the Year tournament. I'm Ken, and this is my whimsical world of Zen, which is talking about music. Hear new music. I don't want to get my feet stuck in the past, and always on the hunt for, some kind of nutrition for my ear holes, as it were. Got my little baggie here. So yeah, I got to pick two albums released by random draw there. 2024. Yeah, I'm gonna put them up against each other. What I would like to do is tell you guys a little bit what I think about each album, and then I'll have a guest star at the end of the episode. And if the stars align, then whichever album we pick, we'll be moving on to round one out of this qualifying round, and then the loser go home. So yeah, all right, got my little baggie here, and let's see who we have this time. I think we've already made it through about 20 records, so yeah, thanks for following along, and if you haven't watched those ones, go back right on the channel there and check it out. Also, I'm going to be making a playlist, which I will add in the description, of all the songs that we've been talking about on this, journey to the 2024 champion album of the year. So yeah, I'm going to be excited, and like I say, that'll be in the description there, a little Spotify link. All right, wow, what do we have here? Let me throw on my glasses. Oh, it's bringing sexy back, this guy. So we got Justin Timberlake, Everything I Thought I Was. Right? Everything I Thought I Was. Justin Timberlake. All right, well, let's see how that goes. I haven't listened to a Justin Timberlake album, or I've been forced to in a long time. So yeah, it's going to be great, and I'm sure it's going to be awesome. That dude can sing, and he is up against, this is a new artist I've just discovered this year. I haven't heard this album yet, but Marcus King. He is fantastic, so I'm really excited to check out this Mood Swings record. So yeah, I'm going to take a listen to those two records, and I'll be back. I'll let you know what I thought about them. Probably a couple of music suggestions, and then later on, you stick around. I'll have a guest star on here, and they will tell you what they thought about those two records too, and see what kind of consensus we can come up with. All right, off to listen to music. Well, okay. I have checked out those two records, and I have to say, yeah, I enjoyed them both, which was nice. Well, we have Justin Timberlake versus Marcus King, which, pretty diverse. They're definitely both different genres, let's say. So let's start with Justin Timberlake. So his album was called Everything I Thought I Was. And I'm curious, he didn't really explain what he thought he was on that record that I understood. But yeah, Justin Timberlake, that guy probably had the most titillating Super Bowl halftime performance I'd ever seen. Poor Janet Jackson. She was nasty about that situation. Anyways, yeah, so this is the sixth record. That's hard to say, the sixth. This is the sixth record from Justin Timberlake. And yeah, I remember when he started back with Justified. And yeah, people that I was around definitely listened to that a lot. Justin Timberlake is not really my bag, but I will say I've always absolutely appreciated his talent. He kind of reminded me back in the early 2000s, sort of like Michael Jackson was kind of his vibe, I thought. And I'll say that on this record, Everything I Thought I Was, maybe he thought he was Michael Jackson, so he switched his style. So I will say on this record, it's kind of more, if I'm to compare it, which I will, kind of more like Justin Bieber nowadays, or something. A lot of vocal production is the best way to explain this. Now, Justin Timberlake is a great singer, an absolute great singer. I've seen him perform live on TV a bunch of times, multiple genres, and I'll have to say I'm a little disappointed, especially on the first half of this extra long record. It was, like I say, lots of effects and, auto-tune as effect and that kind of stuff, and things I'm just totally not into. Now, that being said, on the back half of the record, he seemed to drop all that stuff. Maybe the first half was more like pop produced, we'll say, as opposed to last, where he kind of opened up a little bit and it was more sounding like him, which I really like. Yeah, I think he is a great singer, and I love to hear him sing. I don't really like to hear him sing through a computer as much. But that being said, it was a pretty good record, and I do have a couple of great songs here. One was called Love and War. I'm going to add that to the playlist I mentioned earlier, and that will be in the description. And there's also a song called My Favorite Drug, which I'm going to assume is a lady for this man, Justin. So yeah, it was pretty good. If you're into Justin Timberlake, you've probably already checked this out. If you're not, well, give it a try. If you don't try things, you're never going to learn any new things, right? So speaking of new things, against Justin Timberlake was Marcus King. Now maybe you haven't heard of Marcus King, and maybe you have. I guess those are the options. Myself personally, I had not heard of Marcus King, but a friend of mine who goes to Mule Fest, Government Mule, down in Jamaica, I'm pretty sure it is. Every year Marcus King goes there a lot, and it's all like stellar musicians, Government Mule style, which is great. So I heard about him there, and he's coming to London. So I thought, well, maybe I'll check him out, and I watched one of his performances on a late night TV show, Jimmy Kimmel or something, and wow, he was better than good. He was awesome. He totally blew me away. I think he started out this song singing, or a song, singing and playing piano, and then walked over and started ripping the guitar, and put on the show, and he was fantastic. So that made me really excited to check out this album. And now I did listen to the record, and I really did like it. So this is also Marcus King's sixth record, because these artists like to make me say hard words. Hard. That's a hard word, right? Sixth. Anyways, it is his sixth record, and he is from South Carolina, Marcus King. And for you guys to check out, I'm going to throw these two songs on the playlist as well. And one was called Mood Swings, which is the title song. The album's called Mood Swings, which is great. And the other one is, well, without cursing, F my life up again. I have a hard time talking without cursing, so fuck my life up again. There you go. Brain connected. Here we are. So Marcus King, yeah, it was really cool. It was like it had like a southern vibe. Again, Albany Brothers, kind of soulful, gospel-y, and just really kick-ass, I gotta admit. So I'm sure you can figure it out from my talk here that my pick, personally, moving on, will be Marcus King and his album Mood Swings. And I'm excited to see who he's going to go up against in the next round and see how that goes. And I mentioned earlier that we're going to have, a guest star on this program. And if our guest star, who's coming up, has the same pick as me, which is Marcus King, then Marcus King will be moving on to round one. And if my guest star picks Justin Timberlake, which maybe I'd be surprised. We'll see. I do surprise easy, however. Then yeah, both albums would go back in the bag. So my name is Ken, and my pick, well, that's Marcus King. Guest stars coming up. His name is John. John, what did you think?
All right, so this time around we have a pop battle. We got Justin Timberlake's Everything I Thought It Was against Marcus King's Mood Swings. Well, these are both pop records, but I think different classifications within that general genre. JT is doing his very commercial dance pop thing, and Marcus King has more of a pop soul or a pop funk vibe, I think. Both very pop, but very different kind of takes on it. Seems to me that JT wanted to write a sexy record. Because that's what JT does. That's what JT has been doing for a long dang time. And so what you get on his record is a lot of seduction, right? a lot of gonna have you naked by the end of this song, that sort of thing. And okay. Problem is, for me, and I don't like to be critical, but haven't we heard this before? Like you're in your 40s, JT. Have you got something else? It felt to me at times just kind of thin and kind of gratuitous. You know what I mean? But if you like that, and thing is, JT does that as well as anybody, okay? And if you like that, this record is a behemoth. 18 freaking songs, an hour and 17 minutes of music. He did not skimp out on the content, okay? It's just a matter of have you heard this from JT before and is it your bag or not? But it's beautifully produced, it's shimmery, it's Justin Timberlake. And if you've been listening to music for any length of time, you don't really need me to expand upon that. It's Justin Timberlake record, sounds like a Justin Timberlake record. And yeah, it's sexy, man. And if that's your bag, then hey, you're probably going to dig the JT record. For me, the Marcus King record, if JT was writing a sexy record, Marcus King's writing a breakup record. Okay. And with it comes, I think, just some deeper material. Some more insightful lyrics, some stuff about mistakes he's made, stuff about how he's screwed it up. And there's a mental health angle that comes into this. The record starts off with a quote about depression. And I think that sets a tone. And then what follows is, I think, just a more personal, more insightful, more vulnerable collection of songs about a moment in this guy's life. So for me, I think Marcus King's record is musically and lyrically just a bit deeper. I think for me, it's just a bit deeper. And I think musically, it's got a lot of hooks. He's got a really interesting voice, Marcus King. Again, it's got that kind of funk overtone. It's got that kind of soul overtone. And I think it just takes you to places. Not to say JT's record is bad. It just doesn't, I think it's just me. I don't think it has that kind of nuance musically, but it's got hooks. JT's a really good singer. The record has a lot of hooks. And you can see people dancing. You can see people in the club doing that thing like they do with JT. And, if you're inclined to be seduced via single, JT's probably your guy. But for me, I think Marcus King's record just hits a little bit deeper. I think musically it's deeper. I think lyrically it's deeper. I think it's more interesting. And again, if you're into what JT does, then you're going to dig that record and it's going to do great. And you don't need me to recommend it. But if we're picking an album to go through this competition to the next round, for me, Marcus King's record is musically, lyrically deeper. For me, more interesting. And so I give the nod to Marcus King over Justin Timberlake. Don't hate me, JT. Your record's really good. If you're into that sort of thing, and I'm just not sure I am.
Well, thank you very much, John, for being on the show and letting us know what you think. Yeah, it looks like we are on the same page, which is, it's wonderful when the world aligns that way, especially for this program. So, yeah, it looks like Marcus King. Shall we be moving on to round number one? Justin Timberlake, our apologies. You do have a really great record there, and we wish you nothing but the best. And yeah, good luck to you. But for this tournament, Album of the Year 2024, Marcus King is moving on with his album Mood Swings. So yeah, guys, check it out. And as I mentioned earlier, I'll have that playlist in the description. So if you want to hear some new songs from this year, 2024, kind of the best of the ones that I've described anyways on here, the link will be in the description. So thank you for sticking around right to the end to listen to this. We've got another album battle coming up. I'm really looking forward to that, and I think I'm going to be switching up the format just a tiny bit to move this tournament along. There's so many records to get through. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Hi friend, check it out. Whimsical World of Zen. Whimsical.